So you clicked on this video because you were curious to understand why the fuck is overthinking retarded. Now, you might be thinking, but overthinking is actually a part of me, and I really just do it all the time, and I don't know if I can get rid of it. And to those people that think that, let me tell you what you can do instead. So, first off, I make videos every single day on how you can become more yourself, more authentic, more of a better person, more of a valuable person on a day-to-day basis. And so today we're going to talk about overthinking, something I was subjected to a lot when I was a kid, all the way up until maybe like late years of high school. And so what I ended up doing instead was very simple. What I ended up doing was taking action. Now, what do I mean by this? What do I mean by this? What do I mean by taking action? What does that look like? Well, taking action as to drafting up a plan, understanding that you might not actually be a very good person at the moment in terms of skill level, and being okay with the fact that maybe right now you're very shit at what you do. You're very mediocre. And so understanding that and still doing it anyway is one of the most important parts to overcoming overthinking. Overthinking is basically just your mind finding a way to rationalize why you shouldn't do something, because you could use your time more efficiently. Now, let me tell you how this is extremely stupid. Overthinking is extremely stupid because it stucks you in the same position that you are right now. And so if you want to achieve something, if you have a goal, if you have like achievements that you would like to obtain, then in that case, you can't just be stuck all the time. You need to take more action. Now, what does that look like? For example, a good example would be somebody that has made more mistakes than you, on average, will be more competent than you. It's the same thing in business. It's the same thing at the gym. It's the same thing in school. It's the same thing with literally anything, like even in a video game. The most common example I could give you is somebody that has played longer at the video game and failed more times than you have. Chances are they're more skilled and better than you at the video game. Very simple, very straightforward. And so if this concept applies to video games, then in that case, it applies to literally everything else. And so if it applies to everything else, then how can you make as best use of it? Well, very simply. I made a video maybe like a couple of weeks ago talking about like how to make a plan for yourself, like how to organize yourself, how to organize your tasks on a day-to-day basis, how to understand which tasks to do first, which tasks to do in order of priority, which tasks to do as urgently as possible. And so based on that video, which I recommend you go watch if you haven't already, very helpful, I would recommend going as far as to, once you've made that plan, finding the few checkpoints, the small checkpoints that are going to help you get to that next step, and knocking them out one by one. Focus on the next task that you need to do. Don't focus on the entire thing. Focus on that next step that you need to take, and then take that step, and if you fail, do it again, and if you fail, do it again, and if you fail, do it again until you actually succeed, and repeat that as many times as you can. This is going to unstuck you so much. It's very helpful. Personally, in my life, I've always been the kind of guy that overthought everything. And so I used to be just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna, if I can't do it 100% efficiently, I'm just not gonna do it. And I used to be that kind of guy that would just either do it very efficiently, very well, very like focus on the quality, or I wouldn't do it. And that transitioned into my life as playing video games. I used to be extremely good at video games because I thought that was the only thing like I wanted to do at the time. I wasn't really thinking about anything else. The next thing, I was didn't really give a fuck about school or studying or whatever. Didn't like it. So what I ended up doing is I ended up chucking aside all of my lessons, all of the stuff, and I used to get like maybe like 50% of the points every single time, because you didn't really need more than 50% to pass the mark. So what I ended up doing is I ended up just always getting the 50%, the bare minimum, and not giving a flying shit about anything else. So that way I could focus not only on the things I wasn't good about, but I focused on the video games because I knew there was a set thing that I could get good at. It is more measurable, more tangible to me right now, what's in front of me. And so I would focus on that like all of my free time. And so I became more of a professional player, like professional video game player, I guess you could say, which is not something I necessarily was super great at. Like there were people that were better than me, but at the same time I always sought to be like better and better and better and better and better every single day, which funnily enough transitioned into getting better in the gym, getting better at business, getting better at creating content for you guys. And I've been creating content for the past 5 years now. Even before that, I was creating, like, I remember the first video I ever recorded was, maybe I was like 11 or 12 years old, and I used to play Minecraft with one of my friends. It's so fucking funny just to hear my voice as a child, just like, hello guys, today we're gonna play Minecraft, and I can't even remember that time myself. It's so funny. But regardless, if you're always stuck and overthinking everything, you're never gonna make any progress. That is the whole point. So if you want to make progress and you want to achieve your goals and you have like set things that you actually want to do, then in that case you need to start taking action more frequently. If you are not good enough, it's fine. You need to understand that and move forward anyway. You need to take action. Taking action is more important than anything you could do right now. If you have a problem, the only way to solve it is through raw action. If you are sad or angry, the only way to change that is through raw action. If you feel like shit right now, if you feel depressed, the only way to solve that is through raw action. Very simple, very straightforward. And so you might be thinking, yeah, but I'm not really sure what to do. And in that case, I recommend you go check out that other video I talked about on making a plan for yourself and like setting like checkpoints and what to do and how to do it. I might make a new video on that just to make like sort of a tutorial video on how to set goals and how to actually go and like set out and achieve them. Like let's say I might like record in my room, I've got a whiteboard, so that might help you guys like understand a bit better like what the fuck I'm talking about. Otherwise I might put the whiteboard there, we'll see. So yeah, honestly, overthinking is super fucking overrated. Like a lot of people say like, hey, I keep overthinking, and you need to stop overthinking. You start doing. Like, just, I remember this guy, I think he's called Elijah. He's a guy who always talks about retard maxing. And number one, he's really funny. Number two, is very interesting what he has to say, because retard maxing is actually a very good point. You shouldn't be thinking about too many things, because if you think too much, you'll be stuck at the thinking process and you'll never do anything. So what you need to do is you need to think about something for like a small period of time, and then you need to start putting it into those thoughts into a plan, something that you can take action on. Do that, and if it doesn't work, go back. It's basically what I was talking about a couple of days ago about the OODA loop. What is an OODA loop? Observe, orient, decide, and then act. And so it stands for observe, orient, decide, act. And so what it helps you go through this loop is that you observe what the fuck you're doing. You observe if you've done something. If you like, let's say you have a math exercise. You do the math exercise, you get a, I don't fucking know, you get a 7 out of 10 score on the math exercise. Why didn't you get a 10 out of 10? Well, you're gonna observe your exercise. You're gonna understand why the fuck did you do it wrong. Then you're gonna take steps as to orient yourself as to how you could have done that better. Then you're gonna take a decision. Okay, I'm gonna study like that. I'm going to practice like this, and then act, which is basically just taking action, which is basically going ahead and studying that. So it's very simple. It's very forward, very like, the point of these videos that I'm making is to make everything in your mind clear, like crystal clear as possible, so that you can take action and you don't have to think about it as much. So that way you have a set amount of things to think about, and then you can take action on them and you can improve your life as that's the fucking goal, you know? So yeah. What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to sit down, and if there's something you're overthinking about, like maybe it's relationships, like let's say there's this person you really like. Have you actually taken the time to define your standards as to, do you actually want to be with this person, or are you just acting upon your feelings? Are you actually looking at this person, like, are you just like basing yourself upon their looks? Or are you actually basing your judgment call upon their personality, their character? Are you sure this is a person you want to be with? And are you sure they want to be with you? That's also very important. And so these things come into place. And then you can set a plan. Okay, I've done this myself. Define your standards, define your principles. Understand who you are as a person first. And then go about putting that into words, putting that on a piece of paper, putting that on your phone, on your notes app, whatever the fuck. And then all of those things, when you're approaching a person and you say, hey, I noticed you were so-and-so, whatever the fuck. It could be, you could be at a coffee shop and you could be like, hey, is the coffee so-and-so? Like something situational. Don't comment on their fucking looks, because if you do that, they're just gonna think that you're everybody else. Like every single pretty chick gets a comment like at least once a day, once a week on her looks. So if you do that, you're just gonna fit in with all of the other guys who do the exact same thing. So if you want to stand out, and if you actually want to get this person, then what you need to do is you need to put a plan in motion. You need to be it's not about game. It's about understanding the psychology behind how women think, how men think, how you think as a person, what are your standards, and how to fit all of that together. And so the whole point is not to overthink it. It's not to be like, oh, I really like this person, how can I get this person? No, like the whole point is to just create a simple plan, take action on it, and if it doesn't work, then create a new plan, take action on it, do it again, until you actually succeed and you actually get what you want. That is the whole point. And so it's very simple and very straightforward. I don't remember how many times I've said this in this video. Maybe I'll put a counter up top here as to how many times I've said simple and straightforward. But it is straightforward and simple. And so you have to think for yourself. Who are you going to be? Who are you going to be? What are you going to do? What does that look like? And take action on it. Taking action is the number one thing that helps you solve overthinking. There you go. There you have it. End of the video. So, with that said, feel free to ask me any questions. I think I had a pretty good chat yesterday with one of you guys in the comments. I wasn't expecting such a heartfelt giant comment, but to be perfectly honest, that's what I'm here for. If I can help some of you guys put together some thoughts in your mind as to what can you do, how can you do it better, what else can be done, and how can it be done in a more strategic way so that you can move forward more efficiently and faster and better, then in that case, all the better. That's the whole point of this channel. I'll be posting every single day for I don't even how long. I don't even know if I'll be posting for the next couple of years, for the next couple of decades, maybe, who knows. If this grows into something great, then that's amazing. And if not, then I just hope that I can have a few of you guys. That's the objective. So with that said, quicker video than usual, but the whole point is to talk about a different subject, every single video of these that I make, so that you guys can come up with your own conclusions, come up with your own thoughts, and come up with a plan so that you can take action on it and you can improve your lives. And then feel free to share. Like, feel free to go in the comments and say, hey, you actually really helped me. What you were talking about was actually pretty fucking smart and pretty helpful. Like, I don't care. Like, if you want to boost my ego, like, I don't really care. I'm not here to do that. Like, I'm here to give you guys some advice, give you guys some help based on what I've experienced, what I've learned, so that I can give it back to you guys, so that way you guys can live a better life. I truly believe that. Because, like, I would have been super glad if somebody could have done that for me when I was younger, and I had to just go out there and do it myself. So, like, I've had a couple mentors, a couple friends, a lot of people that have been kept telling me, like, hey, you should do it this way, you should do it this way, give me feedback, advice, all of that. And at the end of the day, I had to go find those people. I had to go on YouTube and type in da-da-da-da. I had to go do so-and-so. But if this video popped into your algorithm, like on your YouTube thing, and you watched it right now, and you're like, you know what, actually, this guy is actually kind of making sense. Like, I'm a very genuine person. I believe in honesty and truth above all. And so, if that's what you're most aligned with, then in that case, I hope you can like, comment, subscribe, be a part of the group, and give some topics if you want me to talk about some, like, a specific thing in the comments. Feel free to recommend that. If you have any questions, any advice, if you want some feedback on something very specific, feel free to comment. I'm happy to have a conversation with every single one of you guys. And yeah, I'll post every single day around the same time. And I just hope these videos can help some of you guys live a better life. And with that said, it's gonna be time to get back to work. I'm gonna be doing more research on how different types of content that I can do, different topics that I can come up with for you guys. So if you want me to make a video on that recently, as quick as within the next few days, feel free to recommend that, because the next few ideas that you guys recommend me, I'm gonna pick up on those and I'm gonna do them like ASAP within the next couple of days. Like I think I might start doing some reaction videos at some point, but at the moment, I'd say I do enjoy these small talks to camera. So I might keep those, but if you have different topics for videos, for either these videos, or if you want me to do some reactions, or if you want me to do something very specific, something more edited, something more, whatever you want me to recommend, like, just go ahead, bro. I'm open to everything. And with that said, it's time to get back to work. And I wish you have a great and powerful day, as I used to say 3 years ago. And I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.